I'll get started here. Hey, Bufflax. How's it going? Okay, last time I got stuck on a weird bug where it was putting me in the middle of a rock face every time I wanted to start. So let me, yeah, I could just keep that on in the background. That's the snow. But I figured it out like immediately off stream. It was just some stupid logic crap. That's how it always is. I walk away for 10 minutes and my brain is like, oh yeah, that should be A or B or C, not A and B and C. So, so I got it fixed now every time. Oh yeah, gotta be bigger. Now every time I generate a map, I'll start off on the staircase down because this is going to be a tower, so climbing up. And then there should be a staircase up somewhere in the floor. So I'm just going to walk around and look for that real quick. Just make sure that everything is as it should be. Thanks for the good luck. This has been a fun project that I just kind of started on a whim. I've always wanted to do a classic roguelike, so I've I've unfortunately read a lot from people who develop roguelikes that say it is deceptive because you think it's going to be easy and it ends up being one of the hardest challenges you'll ever face. But I mean, if nothing comes of it, that's not a big deal. So there's the staircase up. And that's pretty far away from the staircase down, I guess. Like it took me a while to find it. If I had the direct route here, it wouldn't have been as long. But It took me a day and 17 hours in game time. Yeah, I think the hardest part about roguelike seems to be emergent behavior, and to me, balancing. Like when I was working on my dungeon crawler back a while ago, balancing the loot, it was so hard to come up with an algorithm for generating random loot. You think it'd be easy. I'll just give it 5 strength or X strength. It's actually really hard to come up with something that scales that scales so that it isn't just ridiculous. Like on floor 2, you're picking up hammers that have like plus 50 strength or something. So wow, that's a really nice dungeon right there. So there's one thing I wanna work on really quick right at the beginning. So here we have the down staircase, and then we have the up staircase. I make sure that those are geometrically 50 points apart. So I do Pythagorean theorem here, and this is at least 50. And unfortunately, in some cases, I might generate a dungeon where that's impossible. So there might be, all the rooms might be down in this corner, and there just might not be anywhere where you can have the 2 staircases 50 apart. So I want to actually do something to make sure that doesn't happen. And that's going to be, I have a clever idea for that. So first I have to go to that routine that I did called place exits. So what it does is it places the exits, and then this is actually the logic that it was these ands and ors that were messing me up. You can see there's like a bunch of conditions for breaking this loop where it's generating a random xy coordinate and another random xy coordinate, and then it's checking the distance. Are they less than 50? So this is actually what I need to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say int, counter. So what I want to do is I want to shrink this. So I'm going to try, like, say 100 times, try to place these so that they're 50 apart. And then if they're not, shrink that by 10 and say try to place them 40 apart. And then just keep trying, and it should never get, like, once you hit 40, it should definitely be able to place it, I think. But I guess then that's what we're just gonna have to trust and believe. But I can keep shrinking it, so I'll write it and then I'll just never see it in effect. Okay, so first of all, counter equals 0 and dist apart is going to equal 50, and I'm going to make that dist underscore apart. And every time I loop, I'm going to add 1 to the counter. And then I'm going to say, while the distance is less than the dist apart, this is like your minimum distance. So now I've replaced that hard-coded 50 that was here with this variable. And what I can put in here is if counter, what I can do is, how do you do modulus in C? God, I'm an idiot. I should know this. Is it just 1? I always forget if it's just 1. Okay, it's just 1. So if counter modulus 10 is equal to 0, what we're going to do is dist apart minus equals 1. So every 10 attempts, it's going to shrink it by 1. So it'll start out actually at 50, and then it'll try 10 times, and if it can't place it, it'll change it to 49. Maybe 1 is, let's change that to 5. So then it'll change it to 45, and then it'll try to place them over and over again. So there's actually no chance I'm ever going to see, there's no way to test this. There's just absolutely no possible, I just don't think there's any way to test this. You'll never see it. It's like, it's invisible. But the logic makes sense. There's no reason that should fail. And until it does, of course. So we can't know. So that was a weird thing. I wanted to just make sure. Most of the time, you're not even gonna have to worry about that. Like, they're gonna be 50. It's gonna be far apart. Okay, the other thing is sometimes I can get rooms orphaned. So check paths, remove orphaned rooms. I have, where do I have that? Is that in here? I have this empty thing where I was just like, um, it is just a thing. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to change this to a static void. I just realized static void. I don't want to do any error checking. I just wanted to take care of it. So check paths. So this is, I'm going to do a paint bucket fill. So what is, I need to see what my data structures are because it's been a couple days since I've done this. I did this on Sunday and I wanted to do it yesterday and the day before, but I was too tired. I went to took a nap after work both days. So this is, I could just use a character. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a character and it's going to be called connected. Like the Stereo MC song. I love that song. And first we're going to set it equal to the size it needs to be times map height width, times map height. Okay, then we're going to start with room 1. So connected plus xy2 flat. And this is going to be, I got to see this thing. How does this work? Room X and room Y. So I have these two. These tell me where the room seeds are. And the room seeds are where I place the little, I need to make sure this is actually where this is getting called before I do this. So it gets called after make paths. Okay, so it makes the paths first. I think this will be all right. I think this is okay. Make paths. So what calls make paths? I think it's init map space. Make paths. So it's going to be right here. Yep. Okay, good. So right now, when I go into this check paths, I have rooms and then I have paths connected. So the first thing I'm going to do, hey, Sax, the great Sax Clips, E. The first thing I'm going to do is, so I'm doing a paint bucket fill right now. And this is going to be the laziest paint bucket fill you'll ever see. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with room 1. So I have map, my God, I forget what it's called already. Room X. And just what that points to. So we're pointing to room 1. And then room Y. Oh yes, and what I should do is for I equals 0, I need an I here. I is less than map width times map height. I plus equals 1, and then connected plus I. We're just gonna mem set everything to 0. That's how I mem set. I got my start in BASIC way back in the 80s, not C64, but I had an IBM XT. And before even QBasic, we had something called GW Basic. And I guess QBasic was Quick Basic, but GW Basic came before that, and it was much harder because it wasn't an IDE, so it wasn't like typing in a text thing. You typed in one line at a time, and then it went into memory, and then you had to like type list. And if you typed list and you had a 500-line program, it would just list everything. So you would have to be like list 10 to 20 if you wanted to see lines 10 to 20. And then we would go by 10. So we'd go like line 10, line 20, line 30. Just like the go to, 20, go to 10, that kind of thing. But if you needed to put in more than 10 commands in between them, you'd have to like refactor the whole thing. It was a lot of fun. I loved it, but I don't know. I don't even know if GW Basic exists anymore. You can probably get it running in DOSBox, which would be fun. I should probably document what I'm doing here. So we're going to do a paint bucket fill of connected to make sure all rooms are connected. And I also need changes. Changes thing. I don't need that yet. Changes. I don't need it yet, but I will need it, so I might as well put it up there. Yeah, GW Basic was really cool. And then when I found out, when I started using Quick Basic, you didn't even have line numbers. Or maybe you did. I don't remember there being line numbers, but you could have subroutines. Wow, learning about subroutines, that was the coolest thing ever. I just couldn't believe it. So we're going to say set room 1 location equal to 1. Okay, so that's the first thing we do. Now we're going to enter a loop to fill all 1 connected tiles. So this is just going to be while 1. So loop forever. And so then we're going to go. Do I have I? Yes, I. For, you know what? I want J also. And just to go in alphabetical order here, because I do that, changes comes before I and J. And we don't call it C because C has an entirely different meaning to me. So for I equals 0, I is less than map width, I plus equals 1. For J equals 0, J is less than map height, J plus equals 1. That's pretty cool though. CNC machines are pretty awesome. You gotta program little routines in them. Like you have to program the order they do stuff. I was like this, I was really close to buying some kind of homemade CNC machine or something similar to that, like maybe in 2018. I didn't have any money. I still don't have any money. But I was really tempted to get one because I was doing a lot of Raspberry Pi and Arduino stuff at home, and I constantly wanted to make stuff. And those machines, you can get them for the home. They're much cheaper now. Back then, they were pretty spendy. They're still pretty spendy, but there are cheaper ones in the market. Okay, so that we want to do this. So if we want to check connected, oh yes, and I forgot, this needs to be dereferenced. Don't you love it? Pointers. We have to do that here as well. So I guess, yes, connected. XY2 flat. And we're going to do I and J. So I is equal to X here. Oh, yes. What am I forgetting? The thing that gave me so much grief. Map width. Need that. So now we're checking. So we're going through. Just imagine this is like a 2-dimensional playing field. And you're going through each space. And you're looking for any point that has 1 in it. That's room 1 should have that now. When I get there, I'm going to check around it in a circle. So if like... So let's say that's room 1. I'm going to check all these spaces around it. And if any of them are not walls, I'm going to change them to 1. Okay, then it's going to go the rest of the way through. It should be okay. So I was here, then it's going to go here, and then it's going to go eventually here, and then it's going to do that. Yeah, and so it's going to actually be pretty efficient at filling. And when you change, it's going to count the changes. And when you have more than 0 changes, you keep looping. And then when you have 0 changes, you stop looping. So that's how I'm going to do that. So essentially just looking at all the space, and I'm seeing, I'm starting at room 1, I'm dropping the paint bucket there, and then filling in everything it's connected to. Okay, so if this is equal to 1, then we do something. Then we do that, and then if we say if changes is equal to 0, then we break the loop. So if we get through and we don't do any changes, okay. Well, I do have to check in the 8 directions. This is actually kind of stupid. So if This is going to be a seriously ugly function. Maybe I should make another function. Yes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to say fill point map connected xy. All right, so I need a function to do this. A helper function. See, that's the thing. I'm like picturing this function is going to be 700 lines. Well, I can split it up. I can make a little helper function. So let's do that. So struct map space map. This is a character. And these are going to be ints. And that should not be xy, but ij. Wait, ij, you know, honestly, let's just make this easy. Make this easy on the old brain. Because actually I usually use for rows, and j I use for columns, so that would be yx. I got them mixed up. Okay, connected plus x. Okay, then we want to say x, 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 and then this way we're using terminology that everyone understands. X and y coordinates are always the same thing. Oops. There we go. X, Y. Okay, so then we're going to do something. Oh yes, and what we're going to do is changes plus equals this. At the beginning of this, I need to make changes equal to 0. So every time we run this, we're going to start with 0 changes. And then if there are any changes, it's going to actually return from here, which has to be an integer function. All right, so let's go put this up here. And that should be static. And then there we go. Go back down. Great. There was a really, I don't know if it still works. There was a really cool app for iPads that was used for learning how to code, and specifically how to code in Swift UI, which is the language that you use for writing iPhone and iPad apps and Mac apps, I guess. But it was an app for that, and it made it a game, and it made it like a child could use this and learn how to code in Swift UI. It's really cool. Last time I tried it, it crashed, so I think it's like an old app that doesn't work anymore. Okay, so the first thing we want to say is if x is greater than 0, so we're going to check northwest. But we can't check northwest if we're at the north side. We're all the way at the edge of the map. There's nothing to the north and there's nothing to the west. So if x is greater than 0 and y is greater than 0, so if either one of those fails, we will not continue to check. And map floor space plus xy2 flat xy map width dereference not equal to floor wall, and, well, I should say and here, connected plus xy2 flat xy map w is not equal to 0, or no, is equal to 0. Okay, if x is greater than 0 and y is greater than 0 and connected that we're looking at is equal to 0, so this should actually be x. We're checking northwest, so north minus 1, west minus 1 is equal to 0, and this space is not a wall. Then we're going to set that equal to 1. So we're going to fill it. All right. Or just go assume 0 changes. Okay, so we've checked that. Now I just need to check north, northeast. Let's do the norths. This is why I'm splitting this into a helper function. So check northeast. We don't have to worry about x here because we're just looking up. And so I pretty much just take out this stuff. Okay, and then northeast. And this is going to be now less than. So if we're in the top right corner, we don't want to go off map. So map width minus 1. Now this should be plus 1. Okay, so we've done the top. So on this, we've done like, oh wait. If we have this, we're checking these. We've checked northwest, north, and east, and now we want to check west and east. Paint bucket fill. Actually, this is... wait. Yeah, let's do this one. West and east. So we'll say west. How do these things get all messed up there? Then east. And this, we don't have to worry about y anymore. Check west, it's should be greater than 0. Got to make sure it's not on the edge of the map. Then x minus 1, and then just y. X minus 1, y. X minus 1, y. Yeah, that's good. Now east, that's good, but we need to get rid of this y. And then plus 1, and we need to get rid of this plus 1, minus 1 here. All right. And now southeast. So southeast is going to be southwest, south, and southeast. And this is easy, just copy and paste. Is there a mathematical? There is a mathematical way to do this, actually. You know, I'm like this if crap. I hate that I did it this way. I never get attached to anything I read. I just spent 5 minutes writing that, and I'm just like, that is the bullshit way to do it. So what I need is, let's do dx dy. And yes, what we're going to do is for dx equals 0 or minus 1, dx less than or equal to 1, dx plus equals 1. This is much best. This is much cleaner. And then, well, if dx is equal 0 and dy is equal 0, we'll just break. Or no, continue. I probably don't even really have to do that, but that'll every 9 of these I can do 8 tests instead of 9. Actually, I'm doing more tests doing it that way, so we'll just do it this way. Okay. So if x plus dx is less than 0, or x plus dx is greater than map width minus 1, or y plus dy is less than 0, or y plus dy is greater than map height minus 1, then we just don't do the test there. So we're checking we're not off the map, which, you know, the way I make maps will never be off the map. The rooms are not allowed to be on the very edge, but I might use these functions for something else, so it's probably good to do it this way. Like I was thinking visibility, when you walk into a room, you should see everything, like the whole room should light up. I think I'll use this same function for that. Although the rooms won't be on the edge of the map, so again. Okay, then what we say is if connected plus xy2 flat x plus dx, y plus dx, map width is equal to 0, and map floor space plus xy2 flat map width is not equal to floor wall. So again, we're just making sure that it hasn't been filled previously. So it's still equal to 0, and it's not equal to floor wall. We don't want to bucket fill the walls, or, you know, we're trying to avoid that. Then changes plus equal 1. And then we want to do connected plus xy 2 flat x plus dx, y plus dy, map width equals 1. Okay, then we're going to go through. So this is going to just go through 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, and it's going to loop every combination of 1 and 0, 1. It's going to check every location around this central point and it's going to check has it been connected yet? Because we're trying to connect everything. Has it been connected yet? No. Is it a wall? Is it not equal to a wall? Then connect it. Okay, then at the very end, we're just going to return changes. And that'll be our count. Changes plus equals fill point. So that's calling that. That's counting up how many changes you made. And then it's just going to keep looping until it stops making changes. That should be okay. And what I want to do right now is I want to just test this out. So if we want to do this, printf an integer. We want to do connected. No, this is dumb. How do I want to test this? So I want to just do x to make this easy. So x equals connected plus xy 2 flat, and then map. Where? Room x. Yeah, this has to be like this. All right, and then I'm just going to do this. I think I have 9 rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then I'm just going to do a plus here. Plus equals. And then I'm going to do a plus here. Oh, that's not going to work. I just need to do it manually. I should have done this first and then copied and pasted this 9 times. I'm still wasting time. I could still save time. It's okay. I like wasting time. Plus 1. Actually, I should have written the first statement with a plus 0 just to be parallel. And then I'm going to print the value of x. Okay, and I want to do one more thing. And where do I initialize the visibility? Because I want to be able to see the maps. I want to just load the game, look at the map it generates without having to explore. So I'm just going to do this. Okay, let's see if this compiles. It did. Okay, so by my count, there should be all the rooms connected. So I'm going to quit out, so I don't see any orphaned rooms. And it says 9, so that's good. Did this work first try? This is again 9, no orphaned rooms. Again. Oh wow, look at this. This is horrible. This is like, you know, I should test when I generate these rooms. I'm gonna add this to the to-do list. I need to make sure maps have a minimum explorable space, because this is a really tiny map. But all the rooms are connected, so that is 9. 9. 9. Oh, that's an 8. Okay, let's check this again. Okay, be a little more careful. I see. That's cool. I like the way this little path goes right there. 9. 9. 9. 9. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. See, it's very rare for these to not be connected. Like, it does happen, though. It's rare to get orphaned rooms here, but it does happen. Okay, so there we go. We got an orphaned room. All right, so this should be 8. The number should be 8. And it is. Sweet. So let's get another orphaned room. Kind of was going through them a little too fast before. I don't see any orphaned rooms here. 9, that's good. Don't see any orphaned rooms. 9. 9. Yeah, now that I'm looking at them, I'm noticing there'll be some really nice, well spread out dungeons, and then there'll just be like the Starship Enterprise here that's all crunched up in half the map. So I do need to change that. I guess, well, the one thing that could happen is rooms could be placed over top of each other, so it's very rare, but you might get a room at the same point, like the exact same seed. Because these rooms, I don't make them, I don't make them rooms before doing the pathfinding. It's just like points, so there'd be like a point here, a point here, a point here. Okay. Okay. It's a good way to go through them, though, and see what kind of variability my dungeon generator generates. I need to write an area function and then get a feel for what a good area is, like a number that I can regenerate the map. 9. Should be 9. Look at this one. Wow. That's open path. So this room, this one had 3 paths. So like one path to here, another path to here, maybe, and then a third path to God knows where. Maybe one of these had a path to this one. So it's got like this big hallway of path here. Nine. 9. 9. 9. That should be 9. That should be 9. See, this is how rare it is. When you have 9 rooms, essentially, when I do this, I generate paths. I go through every single connection, like room 1 to room 2, and I have a random chance to connect them. And then room 1 to room 3. And I go through every combination, so the chance of actually getting orphaned rooms is very low. You have to have really bad luck or really good luck for it to happen. That's a handy looking dungeon right there. That looks good. That's a nice looking one too. It almost looks like an airship or something. Like here's the sail. It's the prow. There's just some kind of propeller here. That's what that is. And this is like a wing. It's just an airship. 9. This should be 9. Should be 9. 9. Just want one again. to me. It's also good to get an idea of how good my dungeon generator was. It was actually decent at making dungeons without orphaned rooms, so it's pretty good at that. By default, I almost didn't need to put in this code. But the area space is not very good, so that I can fix. Yep. I wonder if I... No, we've seen an orphaned room. I want to just see an orphaned room. One more. Just give me one more orphaned room. So far, so good. That one looks like a submarine or a bird. There's my brain identifying patterns that don't exist. Wow, that's really cool. So this path, it looks like this was a big room up here maybe that connected, a bunch of them connected to this one. So this one has like a path there, a path there, a path here. And that's pretty cool. And I've been thinking about this function, the one I just wrote, for days. Like sitting at work thinking about it, like how am I going to do that? And it appears to have worked. At least the one time that I was paying attention and got an 8. That's very plain. Okay, I'll tell you what I can do. This will further test it. So the fact that when I do find one that all the rooms are not connected, I need to essentially rebuild the thing. So what I can do is, this is a weird way to do this. So I have a variable here, y. Y is less than 9, and y plus equals 1. What we're going to do is this. And this should be plus y. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to try to get an orphaned room on purpose. So if x now is equal to 9, what we're going to do is we're going to first of all kill the map space. And then we need to reinitialize the map space with the same command. Where am I? What happened? Oh, I went too far up. There we go. Then we're going to reinitialize the map. And this is recursive, so this is going to go... It's just going to go repeat everything. It's going to do it. So this will only do it if all the rooms are connected. So let's just compile this and see what happens. Okay, so it should have been... This is saying it's 8. But I don't see any disconnected rooms, oddly. Oh, that's 109. Okay. Why is that 109? Try that again. Let's see what happens. 109 again. If x is equal to 9, let's just make sure it's getting down here. This way I can see how many times it's going here. confused. I'm confused. Fill map space and knit map space. That should be all you do. You knit map space. And, oh. Yeah, that's how I did it. Map equals map and knit map space. Okay, actually, I think that's the way. All right, I got to use my brain here. I figured out why that's not working. So, it's pulling in a pointer, and then it's changing what that pointer points to, but it's changing the reference pointer. It's not. I'm not passing the pointer by. I'm passing it by value and not by reference. So anyway, I can't change the actual what the pointer is. So that's why it's not working. But it's going through and it's killing the old map. So I think what I want to do just to test this a little better is instead of doing that, change this. This makes it less likely to connect rooms. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 disconnected rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connected rooms. And it says 105 for some reason. Why? Why? Oh yes, I know why. That's why. Okay, and let's see, 1, 2 disconnected rooms. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I just don't see it. One of the rooms got lost. So it should say, it's either going to say 1 or it's going to say 7. It says 6. I don't know what happened to that other room, but it's okay though. And let's see, 1. Oh, we actually got them all connected that time. It's a 6 though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What happened? Why am I generating so few rooms now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like there's 7 rooms? Everything's orphaned. And at most we have 2 connected, 2 connected. It says 2. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's 2 orphaned rooms. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it says 1 because it was looking at one of the other ones. I should have some seeds that I always use that I can always come back to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It says 4. Okay, I miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It says 1, 1, 2. I don't know. I see 1 orphaned room, 2 orphaned rooms. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it says 3. Why is that? Why does it say 3? So it's not working. have 1, 2, 3 orphan rooms. And I have to actually go through and look and make sure these are connected. So that is definitely connected. That is definitely connected. That is definitely connected. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it might be 6, but this is 1, 2, 3. 5 or 6. It's 5. Okay, good. Okay, and this one, there's 1, 2, 3. It's because I was just counting wrong before because it's very clear. Like this looks like these two rooms are connected, but they're not. There's a wall in between them. So there's 1, 2, 3 disconnected rooms in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It should be 6, or it'll say 1. It says 1. It all depends. Like if room 1 is the disconnected one, you know, you can't tell. This should say 9. It says 8. I think rooms are disappearing on me. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 connected, and there's somehow a room missing. And it says 2. So one of those was 2 rooms together. That's what happens. What happens is the 2 rooms will be placed on the same point, and it'll be like a big room. So like this, you can see this is 2 rooms, but they were like one was seated here and one was seated here. But then that'll sometimes happen where there's just one envelops the other. So maybe there's a room in here. So this should say 8. It says 6. Why does it say 6? All right. 1, 2, 3. These are connected. 1, 1, 1. And 1, 2, 3. So it's either going to say 3 or 1. And it says 3. Okay, got a good one. 1, 2, 3. And who knows where the rooms are. Man, I'm getting into the depths of like really bad dungeon design now. This is like pretty awful. But that's why I'm going to do the check area thing. So this one is going to, who knows what this one's going to say. 1. Okay, it got the 1 by itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then there's probably a 9. This is probably 9 and 1 and 2 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They all look connected. So it should say 9. And it says 8. Why does it say 8? Oh. Why? I need that distance to be further. Why did it say 8? Where was the room that was not connected? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that's not connected. This is not connected. This is not connected. This is what happens. Like my eye just connects those two. But this is orphaned. So, so this should be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It might be 6, because this might be 2 rooms here. It's either going to be 6. It can be 6, 7, 1, or 2. And it's 7. Good. Oh wow, a lot of orphan rooms here. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. So it's either going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, or 3. 1. Why? I think that's a Peter Griffin quote. He was a great thinker, one of his ancestors. Like my great great grandfather, philosopher Emmanuel Griffin. Lois. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And something's getting eaten somewhere. So this should say 9. I don't see there's no way that any of these are orphaned, right? Am I just missing it? Because this is connected to this. Six. Shit. Why? don't want to admit that my function sucks. I want to just admire it in all its crappiness. Why? Get a job. Get a job, Emmanuel. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then there's maybe 9 or 1. I don't see any disconnected here. 1, of course. Okay, I see 1. I see 1 orphan room up here, and so I do think they are overlapping in some cases. I need to do more, like a better test than just generating a whole map and then going with it. Get a job. Get a job, Peter. Why would I need to get a job, Lois? I could be a philosopher like my great-grandfather, Emmanuel Griffin. I don't know really how that scene goes, but I could just picture it. Okay, I see 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this should say 8 or 1. And it says 2. Not at all what we thought it would say. Of course. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to say 7 or 2. And it says 1. Why does it say 1? Because it's just not working. The function does not work. The function does not work. I'm afraid. Function does not work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And maybe there's another room in one of these. So this is either 3 or 4. And then 5 or 6. 3. Good. Good. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I don't know where the other room is. So it's either going to be 1 or 2, 2 or 3, or 5 and 6. And it's 5. Good. 1. Any orphaned rooms here? Let me stare at it like my life depends on it. I don't see any orphaned rooms. Everything's connected. Like, everything's connected, man. Whole universe is all one connected thing. 1, 2, 3. This is a mess. Who knows what's a room here and what's a path? Who knows? Who knows? I don't really need this. The great part about this is I don't really need this function to even work because all my extensive testing earlier was showing a majority of these are not getting, they're not getting orphaned rooms. Like, I had to up the probability to make it happen. So this should be 9. And it says 6. Go figure. Where, I don't know. Who knows? Why was it 6? Because I had 3 rooms disappear on me, that's why. Am I generating a random number of rooms? Is that what's happening? Can I go back up here to add rooms? It's add rooms 9. I'm telling it to add rooms 9. We're all like 1s and 0s, man, in the cosmos. Legalized binary. Where does anything even happen? So in here, when I'm doing this wrong, because what I should do is I should do check paths. So this make paths, and then I should check paths up here where it's creating the damn thing. Make paths, check paths. So that's where I should put that. And then I guess what I should say is if check paths, so we'll just pretend it works for now, is equal to 1, then we're going to kill map space map, and then we're going to init map space, and I don't remember. There we go. We're just going to do this. So now this is where, because I have the master pointer, and I can change the master pointer here. Okay, and let's fix the old, oh yeah, and this needs to be now an integer or something. Check paths, int. This garbage code. If x is equal to 9, then we're good. Return 0. Wait a minute, no. How do you do a ternary thingy? We do that. How do you do that? God, I haven't done a ternary statement in forever. I do the thing like x is equal to 9, this, if true, this, if false, this. Is that right? Is that how you do that? I gotta look it up now. Gotta look it up. Oh wow, I get a little coffee brewing thing happening. Condition, question mark, value if true, value if false. There we go. So can I go back there for a second? A colon B. Yeah, that's right. I did it. I remembered. And then we can just return this. Look at that clever code, because I don't want to have any ifs. X equals 0. Okay. That again. There we go. Boom. Boom. We got it. Okay. And then what I need to do is a new thing. And I'm going to say I need an area. Check area. And what I'm going to do is if check area is less than, I'll just put out a random number here, 50, because I don't really know. Then we're going to kill map space again. And then initialize it. You know what? Because I'm a clever boy. I can do that. Because I'm a clever boy. Check area map. So I need essentially, this is going to be so much easier. Static int check area struct map space map. And we just need one thing. And actually we need an area. And we're going to say for I equals 0, I is less than map width times map height. I plus equals 1, and then A, if map floor space plus I, dereference, is not equal to floor wall. So we need to do this, A equals 0, increase area. So essentially just go through the whole thing. If it's a wall, don't count it. If it's not a wall, count it. And that's it. That's all. Return the area. That's check area. And so this is a nice little thingy here. And actually I can print that out so I can do a couple tests. As I'm getting too much There we go. Let's check it out. Oh, yeah, and I forgot something very important. I'm going to complain about it every time, even though I don't think it's a bad thing. I just remember somebody complaining about it once somewhere, where they were like, the problem with C language is you got to have 2 files for every code block. So if you have C file, you need an H file because you need all your prototypes. Real languages, you don't need prototypes. Okay. I guess you don't need prototypes in modern languages. That much is true. I like having prototypes though. It's it makes me feel secure. Okay, so this is a nice looking room right here. This is a good looking room. And I don't know what all that stuff is, but it apparently went through a shitload of maps. Oh yeah, I gotta like jump the probability back down. Placing rooms. Connecting rooms, I mean. Making paths. Make paths. I don't know, I kind of like having that a little higher, maybe like 65. So fewer paths. Try that out. Don't like that. All right, so this, I say there's not enough area here. This is not a good map. And so the area was 438. Good God. Really? 438. So let's make a little running total of bad area. Bad area. 438. That's a good one right there. I'm going to say that's good. That is 376. Really? Really? That's lower than the bad one? This one's looking pretty good. This one's actually really nice. 497. And this one I do not like. This is just, you know, a little crunched in. Maybe area is not the best way to do this. 263. Okay, that's good. That's small. I'm glad that's low. And it took it 3 tries. All right, this one's okay. That's a little on the small side, but I'll call it okay. I call it good. 395. Borderline. I would say that's a good one. A little crunched, but it's good. 459. Okay, I don't like this one, but it's probably okay. 281. Maybe I should have one that's like okay area. And that would be 281 was okay. What was that other one that was okay? I think it was 395. Okay, that's way too small. 263. Another 263. What are the chances? This one's okay. 438. This one's good. 449. Coming into the magic numbers. This one's, I'll say good. I maybe okay. If it's below 300, I'll say it's okay. As I don't know. 413. I said it was good. I like that one. 363. I don't like that one. 333. That one's good. 398. That one's good. 441. This is what I'm doing. That one's okay. 369. That one I do not like. It's spread out nice. The rooms are just tiny. That one's a good one, except for the rooms being too small. So I think I need to make the rooms bigger. I think this is a big problem with this generator. 276. That one's okay. Okay, so it's looking like 400 is sort of the magic number here. One of the bad ones was over 400, but that's what I'm going to use as my magic number. So go back here and say if the area is less than 400, then we're going to kill the map and try it again. So there we go. That's good. And it apparently tried to generate 1, 2, 3, 4 maps until it got on the final one there. I don't know what these numbers are. That's a good one. It was the first try. I don't know about some of these. Maybe I should count room area. No, I wouldn't count path area too. Count path area. Maybe room area should count for more. I think what I'm going to also do is when I make the rooms, who makes the rooms? Make rooms. Who makes the rooms? Oh. Well, I'll be damned. Look at that. I was doing it wrong. Gotta make the rooms first. What are those variables for make rooms? Minimum width, minimum height. Minimum width. Minimum height should actually be 6. And maximum height, maybe make it 9. And maybe make that 9 and maybe 16. Okay. Just see how this goes. It's a perfectly serviceable dungeon right there. The area was 705. All right, I have to reboot the numbers. That's a good one. I like it. 63. That's a good one. 893. Good one. That's fine. Perfectly beautiful dungeon. It's a little on the sparse side, but I think I'm okay with it. 673. I haven't run into a bad one yet. That one's great. That's a beautiful dungeon. 875. That's perfectly good. I haven't got a bad one yet. So I think just increasing the room size made it more... I'm just going by visuals. Like, I'm just going by literally how does it look to me. So this one's okay. This one's perfectly fine. You got this big old space here. And that's like all the rooms were kind of clumped together. 1, 2, 3 rooms separately, but this is 6 rooms right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is 5. I don't know where the 6 is. 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. That's a room. So I'll say that one's okay. 727. So we might get a new magic number here. That one's great. Beautiful. 849. What is what are they? 132 by 24. So the maximum would be 3,000. That's like if somehow the whole thing were alive. That one's good. I like that. 671. It's a little harder to find a magic number here. That one's bad. I don't like that one. It's way too small. So 612. That one's okay, but I would say leaning towards bad. 626. Again, leaning towards bad, but okay. 570. That one's... It's very empty. It looks good, but it is very empty, so it's very sparse. So I'd say okay. Again, 637. 637, yeah. Okay, wow. And I don't know about this one. This one's... I don't like it. It's not great, but it's not bad, so I'll say okay. 686. So maybe 700 is the magic number. We'll try 700. So I'll just look at some dungeons. That's okay. Should have a lot more that are good. That's all right. That one's great. That one's beautiful. 770. That one's okay. That one's all right. I don't know. Some are okay. Well, now that one was 683. Oh no, it wasn't. It was 703. The one before it was. It is instantaneous, so it's doing like a lot of iterations, and it is instantaneous. So let's just be okay with the dungeon generator for now. I'll always be able to come back. Check paths is sort of messed up a little, but it's okay. It's working. Let's take out some of these print statements then. I've wasted so much time here. And this was, yeah, don't need it. Okay, cool. So keeping track of maps, that's another thing that I need to do. So I want to have multiple maps. And there's one other thing I wanted to do, visibility and explored. Well, I guess I'll do that when I do it. I'm not going to do it right now. We'll get to it. I have these in order of precedence. So the next thing is keep track of maps. So in here, I'm going to have an actual map wallet, and I'm going to call it struct map space map wallet. And it should actually be a pointer to a map space. And I guess what I'm going to do is, let's just say 20. We'll make 20 floors now. So make maps. We're going to make them all at the beginning. You're going to generate all your maps all the way at the beginning. So what we'll do is define the number. That. This will all change. There'll be different difficulties. Maybe like a 20 floor dungeon, a 50 floor dungeon, 100 floor dungeon, and then an infinite floor dungeon. So make the maps. What you first do is you're going to say map wallet equals malloc size of what map wallet points to times num maps. Okay, and then I need an integer. For I equals 0, I less than num maps plus equals 1, and then we're going to do what map wallet points to plus I equals init map space 125 0. So we're just initializing 20 maps or 100 maps. I'm going to actually set up to 100. Well, I'll do 20, make sure it works, then I'll do 100 to see how long it takes. And then we're going to do this. So the rest of my code will still work, but I'm just generating 20 maps right off the bat. Worked. It's instantaneous. Not really, there's a little delay. Which is good. Okay, I need one more thing here. This is going to be, I need init map space. Needs a number. So where is init map space? My friend, where are you? Is room, it needs int map number. Because each of these have a current floor. Actually, maybe floor number. And what is this? Cur underscore floor. Yes, so then I need to do in here the very first thing. It doesn't really matter. I don't really need that, but I might need it later. So I need to now go through here. Any other init map spaces? None in there. There should be a couple in here though. Make rooms, and this will just be -1 for rooms. You don't need it. Good. And then this is going to be I. I don't like having that long line. This is a long line, but I also don't want to do this because I hate if statements without curly brackets. But I don't want to do this because it's so much extra space. I'm going to do it that way. It's fine. It's more readable. Good. Stu Glugazy. Okay, now let's make 100 and just see how long it takes. Pretty quick. Pretty quick. So, I'm a little confused by this, however. There's an up staircase and a down staircase and then another up staircase. Why are there 2 up staircases? Does that happen every time? Oh my god, down, down, up, up, up. Jeez, wow. What did I break? That one's fine. You know what I bet it is? Every time it generates a new map, it puts more in. So what I need to actually do is change the order. It doesn't make sense though, because it kills it. Kills it. And then it places the exits. Why would it do? Room is equal to 0. Yeah, that one's fine. There's another one. So there are 2 downs and 2 ups. I wonder. Here's what I'm going to do. Change that to 1. Now let's just see if we get that again. Okay, I don't see extras. I don't see extras. I do see extras. Okay, so we're still getting extras. I wonder if it's because of this stuff I just put in. So let's do check paths. All right, this is just to verify. Okay, I see 1, 2, 1. So there's one extra set of up and down. And it had to generate twice. 1, 2, 3, 4 extras. And it had to generate 1, 2, 3, 4. So that does not make any sense at all. Hey, freeware pirate. I don't know what that first one is. Guy screaming. I scream at poop. He's pooping so hard he's screaming and tearing at his face. Okay, none, so it should be like none. Yeah, no regens. And look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like 10 extras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe I missed a set. So, oh yeah, I missed the one I was standing on top of. So yeah, 11. So yeah, every time it has to redo it. Oh, okay. I know why. Because it's this recursion bullshit. Fucking recursion. So actually, I should place the exits before I kill the map. There we go. That'll fix that. Duh. So I'm checking, are all the rooms connected, and is the area big enough? You know, it's not too small of a dungeon. And then it kills the map, and then it remakes it. And so that takes it to the beginning of this function. But by having place exits after the if, it was basically clearing the recursive function and then adding exits. And then going back and adding the exits, and then going back and adding the exits. So I'll add the exits first, and that should fix that problem. So now the question is, yep, I see one set of exits. I see one set of exits. And it looped. It did it, it replaced them, so, alright, problem solved. Good. This is a mess. But it's looking pretty good. I also need... I'm going to keep it... I have a visibility just automatically turned on right now. So that's fine. So the next step is keep track of maps. I've done that. Because now we have a map wallet. And you keep 100 maps in that wallet. I've thought about this, like, do I generate them all at the beginning? Because what if your player dies on floor 1 or 2 and you generated 100 maps? Like, what is the deal? And I thought you could regenerate them at runtime also, just like when you go up the stairs, generate the map right then and there. But the reason I'm doing it this way is because I'm generating a random seed. And if I want the dungeon to be the same every time, it just makes sense to do it this way, to generate all the maps. Like, generate the random seed, generate all the maps, and then they'll all be the same. The other alternative would be just, like, for each floor, add 1 to the seed. And as long as you do that every time, like, it wouldn't be a problem. But I like it this way. It takes seconds. So I have 100. Let's make it 1,000. Let's make it a cool 1,000. Four seconds. 4 seconds, it made 1,000 maps. Let's see how much memory it's taken. It's going to be a trivial amount. I'm in the wrong tab. 20 megabytes. It's using 20 megabytes. It's got 1,000 maps in memory. So that's a piece of cake. Do it that way. It's not a problem at all. Okay, so next step is go up and down floors. So, I gotta look up, I wanna look up NetHack control, right, real quick. NetHack cheat, what is it called? Cheat sheet. I just wanna make sure I get them right. That's what everyone's using. Because I thought they were wrong. Up is left, down is right. So staircase is up, you do less than. Staircase is down, you do greater than. Yes. Makes sense. All right. So one of the things I need to do, let's do this first. Let's get this working first. It's going to be so weird because the entrances and exits are in different places. So first of all, I'm just going to do this. I need a player thing that keeps track of what floor they're on. Which I think I probably already have. Per floor. Yeah, I did not mean to print that. Hello, I don't even have a printer. You knit a player, cur floor equals 0. Great. So, perfect. If we're moving up, if player cur floor greater than num maps -1. No, if it's less than, then player cur floor plus equals 1. And I need one other condition. But I'm going to leave it like this for now. Whoops, I'm going to leave it like this for now because I want to just make sure it works. And map equals map wallet plus player cur floor. I'll write a function to do this stuff. If, now we're moving down, if it's greater than 0, then we can go down. So I do no checking to make sure they're on stairs or anything here. I'll write a function to do that, but I just want to make sure that it works first. Oh, and I should probably do something like, I don't know, oh my god, why am I missing the keys? In this print info thing, where is that? Oh yeah, I just reminded myself of something I have to fix. Draw player info. Here we go. So this is going to be 26, 27, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's do 36. I think that gives me enough space. And it's going to be player, cur floor, and +1, because people don't like starting counting by 0. So you got to change it to +1. Okay. Okay, didn't quite give myself enough space there. All right, good enough. All right, let's just try it. So I'm going to just move up, up, up. I'm going to move back down. I can. There's floor 1. Up, down, up, down. I do no checking to make sure that there's... Wow, you can really go through a lot of maps really fast this way. I generated 100 of these. Wow, that one's really nice. I like that. I like that one. This one looks like a Rock'em Sock'em Robot or something. Or like a sentry gun from TF2. And up to 100. And yeah, well, he won't go higher than 100. Great. Okay, there's a problem here that if anyone spotted it, other than not going upstairs, the stairs up are right here, and the stairs down are right here now. So I have to actually put that into the map generation. The first room has to be seated here. When you go up a floor, there has to be a room there. So that's going to be a little stupid, but let's draw the floor. Let's write the floor moving first, function first. So we'll just put this here, and this will be void move player. So it's going to be move levels or move floors. Let me just copy this. And it's going to be Z. It's going to be Z. Because we're moving on the Z axis. We're not moving left to right or up or down. We're moving into the third dimension. Okay. So first of all, you have to see that you're on staircases. So if Z is equal to 1 and... No, let's do this a little easier. Int floor space. Floor space equals map space. Floor space plus xy2 flat, player x, player y, map width, and dereference that. So first get the tile. What kind of tile are they standing on? So if z is equal to 1 and floor space is equal to, I don't remember what I called them. It should be here. Floor end. Floor end and floor begin. So floor begin is the down. So we're trying to go up. We need to be going up the end of the floor. You're making progress. So floor begin. And that should be it, really. Oh yeah, and we need one more thing. We need int max floor. And player curve floor less than max floor minus 1. Then what we're going to do is player curve floor equals plus equals 1. Else if z is equal to -1 and floor space is equal to floor end. Oh, I got these backwards. That should be end here. The end of the floor, you're making progress. The beginning of the floor, you're going backwards. And player curve floor is greater than 0. Typity tippity tap. There we go. That should be it. I mean, that's really all you need for that. So I need to prototype this somewhere here. And then I need to call it over here. So now I don't have this logic messing up my little input loop here. I can just pass. We're trying to move down to -1, and then max floor is going to be num maps. And this is moving up, so we're just going to do one more thing. That. Boom. Looking good. Use of undeclared. Oh. Duh. I named the variable wrong. Okay, so now can't go up or down or do anything. So let's go over to the stairs. Can't go down, which is good. Can go up. Cannot go up. Well, damn. Aha. Yes. Forgot. I do need one other thing. So we're not actually changing the floors. By changing the player floor, I'm not actually changing the floors. Here, I need to make map point to map wallet. So I took that out. Player curve floor. That should work. Okay, can't do anything. That's fine. Now what I'm gonna, this will be great when I turn the exploration back on. It should save exploration. Okay, I went up. I'm like I said earlier, they're not lining up, right? But I should be able to go back down if I go over here. Back on floor 1. Now I should be able to go back up here. So that's why I gotta get those floors to line up. You don't need the stairs to line up, honestly. But it makes more logical sense if they do. It's just a human brain kind of thing. Make sure I can't go down a floor. Okay, I cannot. I can go up a floor. Where am I? Trapped in a wall. I phased through a wall. So that works. Fantastic. And even if the floor doesn't change, it's going to point to the current floor like every time, but it's all right. It doesn't, it won't do anything. It takes up one cycle. Good water. Okay, we did that. I also want to do exit entrance lineup. But this first thing I need to do, actually before I do that, let's turn off that clear thing. This should be 0. All right, there, let's just make sure. This is going to be a little annoying because I have to find the exit now. I have to play the game, but it's fun to play the game. Huh. Okay, I do need a clear screen, so clearly I need a clear screen thingy. Because it did not clear the screen. So I need a clear screen function. There is a clear screen function. I don't have to do, it's clear. The clear routine, it's like erase and W erase. What is erase? What do they do? Copy blanks to every position in the window, clearing the screen. Okay, so erase. All right, we'll do erase then. They're all good maps. So this should be part of the actual like display loop. Where does that all happen? So here I should just call erase. Is that really all it is? Yeah. All right, I hope this doesn't add a flicker. Does not appear to be adding a flicker. So it is clearing it, but let's see if it fixed the problem. Gotta find the up staircase. Dead end. Even the bad maps are good. Like I'm like a parent, you know, I'm very proud of my maps that I generate. Okay, so now here it is. It should clear the screen when I go up. And it did. And I'm trapped in a rock, so I can't like test it going back down. Great. So let's do it again. We'll fix that. That's the next thing to fix. Actually, I have one other thing to fix. Okay, here we go. Go up. It clears it. I'm in a rock again. Ah, rock. I'm trapped in a rock. Phased through the rock, man. Like that episode of Star Trek. Okay, here we go. In a rock. In a rock. Damn it. I just need, you know, just need a map. A map to work. I need a little bit of cooperation here, game. It's fun to walk around though. All right, here we go. Up. Okay, it worked. Okay, so it cleared the map. You'll notice I don't have anything over here. Everything I just explored. I'm on floor 2. So now let's just find the downstairs and make sure that downstairs is unexplored. Or mostly unexplored except for what I already explored. It should remember it. That's up. We don't want to tempt fate by getting trapped in a wall. But I will come back if I don't get trapped going down. Like, that's a distinct possibility. I might get trapped in a wall going down. Oh, look at my diagonal movement. Fancy. We have room over here, and there we go, our down. All right, let's go down. And what I already explored is still explored. So this is what I explored earlier, which is great. And so when I go back up, then it should be everything I just explored up there. Still explored. Let's go up one more floor. Then I'm going to try to find the downstairs. There's the upstairs. I got lucky. Didn't get trapped in a wall. That's why we need the staircases to line up, man. Okay, down. Now I'm trapped in a wall. But it remembers everything it remembered before. So it is working. The next thing I need to fix is when I pull up this look cursor, it says down here what you're looking at. So I move this cursor around. I'm looking at open floor. I'm looking at stone wall. I'm looking at... That's a door. That's what those are supposed to be. Or I'm looking at... Staircase up. When I go out of exit... When I go out of look mode... Oh. I fixed it without even needing to fix it. That's great. I was watching the stream last time to look more at the maps. Like what I streamed last time, I was looking over it and just kind of like fast forwarding to see some of the maps that I made. And I noticed when I would exit look mode, this would not go away. Like I would exit and it would still say, you see yourself or whatever. However, by adding that screen clear, it fixed itself. Fixed itself, he says. Things don't fix themselves, sir. It fixed itself, it did. So, great. Wonderful. So the next thing will be making sure those staircases line up so there's no mysterious phasing in and out of rock walls sort of thing. We don't want that. And that's relatively easy, but it's just going to take a lot of changing. Changing. So what I need to do is I need in here maps, I need this function init map space. I need room 1 x and room 1 y. Map h. There we go. Okay, room 1 x and room 1 y. And then what I need to do is I need to pass that to add rooms, room 1x, room 1y. So add rooms needs it. Did I didn't add a type to this. Oh, I did. Okay, so add rooms needs that as well. Go to add rooms. Okay. All right. If, got to pull out that if and when and however. Okay. If r1x is not equal to, no, is equal to -1. So -1 will be the symbol. Guess what? You don't have a starting room. Then what you're going to do is start equals 0, and then start here is going to be start. And then else, start is going to be 1, and room 1 yes, room 1 map room x plus 0, so room 0, I guess, is going to equal r1x and r1y, and then floor space equals floor room. Okay, that will not add the staircase, but that should add everything else. So now I just need to go in here and fix the logic for this. All right, so we need prevx, prev_y. Then once we make it, we're going to say prevx equals, I got to see what this thing is called, end. So we want to do end. So it's going to be map wallet and it is end, and it'll be 0. And y and 1. So every map at the beginning, we don't care where the room 1 is, but in every other map, room 1 needs to be at the end of where the dungeon was. So these are the coordinates for the staircase to go to the next room, and so that needs to be put into here. And so this will be prevx, prev_y. And I have a couple map inits in here. Init map, I mean. So this -1, -1 doesn't matter. R1x, R1y. That should be it. Let's just try it out. Okay. Member reference base. Wait. Okay, that's fine. Too few arguments. Okay, so add rooms. Where are add rooms? Add rooms. Add rooms. All right, what's this? Okay, that needs int r1x, int r1y as well. These changes ripple through and affect everything. Okay, that should take care of that. This last one is a notation error, so I don't know how to. I don't know how to reference this. So I'm dereferencing a pointer to a pointer. And so now I have a pointer. How do I reference the member of the pointer to a pointer? That I don't know. So I'm going to do it the lazy way, the way that I do know. And then I'll figure out the notation later. And that's going to be like this. And I might need a dot there instead of an arrow. Let's see. Okay, and then check dist p. Add rooms. Okay, well. Okay, let's see what happened here. Let's go up the stairs, and I should be in a room this time. For sure, I should be in the middle of the room, in fact. The down staircase won't be there. But, I won't be trapped in stone. Diagonal movement would be better if I was better at it. Here we go. All right, going up the stairs. I should be in a room now. I am in a room. Hooray. I'm in a room, but the stairs don't line up. However, I'm in a room. And it's much nicer now. I don't get trapped in the wall when going up anyway. I do when going... I shouldn't when going down, actually. They should always be going down and up into rooms. So let's find the other staircase here. Verify. There we go. I'm up. Oh, and look, that was actually pretty close. The down and up staircase. That's pretty awesome. Just by coincidence. Not by design, yet. That's the next step. Getting them lined up. Up. And then up. Okay. Cool. So now I have to think about how I can actually move the staircases. I have to figure out how I deploy them. Place exit. So I'm going to do this. R1X, R1Y. So place exits is going to get this thing too. I already forget what R1, what the R stands for. R1, room 1. There we go. Okay, so then place exits. Okay. If R1x is equal to -1, do this, else. There. So on the very first floor, it's going to be random. On the very first floor, you need a random starting point, which is going to take you out of the dungeon, and we're going to have a whole thing where it's like game over if you leave the dungeon on the first floor. But if you're not getting a -1, you're getting a coordinates, so that should just carry it forward. Pay it forward. Like Haley Joel Osment. That's a good movie. Tainted by the presence of Kevin Spacey. Was it a good movie? It's just a very of its time kind of movie. Where are my staircases? There. Oh, they're pretty close. That's, oh, well. I don't know about that. Okay, let's go up. And they line up. Hey, that's awesome. I did it. I did it. Now let's just find the next one and make sure the next one lines up. Here's the up. And it lines up. Awesome. That was really easy. It's such a small thing, too. I mean, this is not like game... This is not like... This is not like genius level algorithm development, you know? This is just like really simple stuff, but still, it feels good to get it right. This is a great floor. I love it. Also, it's like day 3 and almost day 4. I'm on floor 3 and about to go up to floor 4. And oh, I notice going up the stairs does not increase the time. So let's increase the time when you go upstairs. So that should be a player thing. And define time tick, and we'll just do 10. Time tick, because I don't have hang on, where's move player? Time tick, I don't really know. And I should do this, and then I should do this. Let's just mess everything up. Just to make this a little more compact. So we don't have to put the clock ticking code more than once. And that should be fine. Tick tick. Time tick. Gosh. And I did that in both places. Tick tick. TikTok on the mind. I don't even have a TikTok. And then a warning. An and within an or, of course. So we want that or that. All right. Make sure everything works. Looking for the staircase. There it is. Can I go up? I can. Can I go back down? I can. And it adds 10 minutes, which is good. That's what I wanted. Great. We have up and down movement. We have the third dimension. We have achieved the third dimension. Up. I will probably change the time tick to 5 minutes, I'm thinking, because there's going to be monsters and combat and treasure, and that's all going to add to the clock, so just this minimum stuff. Up. I could probably go all the way up to floor 100. Would the engine break, or would I break first? Who would break first? The engine or me? Cool. We did it. One more thing to check off. Entrance, exit, lineup. Okay, another thing I wanted to do was visibility and explored. So if you've explored something, it shouldn't be visible. It should only be visible if you're within visibility range. So what I also actually call visibility should instead be called explored. I wanted an EXP, but that's a function. That's a keyword. So explored. So I need to do I need to find everywhere that map viz shows up and call it explored. Because that's just going to be where have I been, what have I already seen. But it's going to go gray. It's got to go gray, like if you're not in range of actual visual seeing range. You can still see it, but it will be like inactive. I was too lazy. That should be check explored, actually. Sure it works. Still works. Still looking good. Looking good. Who used to say that? That Chico and the Man? I think that was Chico and the Man. That was a weird show. Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka was the man in Chico and the Man. Played the man. That was not his character. The name was not the man. Another path. I'm not going to explore that path. I just changed variable names. It shouldn't be that big an issue, but I am at a loss here. Where are the stairs? I've been traveling for 2 days in this dungeon. Finally found it. Okay. Everything stays explored. Great. So I think the next thing I need a player thing called visible, and visibility will be checked every tick. So if it's visible, if it's explored, it'll show it, but in like a dark gray. And if it is visible and explored, it'll show it in the white. So that's essentially how I'm going to do that. But I think I'm going to save that for another time because it's almost 10. So I think I'm going to call the stream here. Let's go ahead and commit this thing. Have it committed. Uh, Xcode, hello. Thank you. And what did I do today? Multiple floors, some path checking, path and dungeon size checking. Multiple floors, and then staircases lining up. So, gosh, only 151 insertions, 38 deletions. That doesn't sound like a lot, but I think a lot happened today. So it's very simple, but a lot did happen. There are literally 100 dungeons here. So every time I run this, 100 unique dungeons, which are fairly expansive. And so, I mean, I could use this as an opportunity to just play the game and see how it feels. But I do want to change some of the other stuff. I want to keep working. I don't want to get too invested. I might change the whole map algorithm. You know, I won't change the way the map works, but I might change the way the map is generated. So I think that's. It'll come along. I'm getting emojis. Thank you for the emojis, whoever's doing that. Do appreciate it. I do appreciate you guys hanging out, watching me do some very boring stuff. Like I'm saying, this is super exciting to me because look at this. I'm at a staircase. I'm on floor 2. I'm going up. I'm at the same place on the screen, and I go back down, and now I'm floor 2, floor 3. I mean, that's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting to me. And that was actually really easy. Like the thing that I thought would be easy, the paint bucket fill, took me forever, and I don't think it's working quite right. I don't think it's quite working. I have a feeling it's not. But the visibility thing should be very similar. So the way that I want visibility to work. So right now I'm in a hallway. This should be all that's visible. Just like 2 spaces up and around him. This will still be on the screen, but it'll be in dark gray because it's visible. It's not visible, but it's explored. So it's been explored. It'll be in dark gray. And then when you walk into a room, like, let me show you where. I need a good room first. When I walk into a room here, boom, this whole room will light up, visible and explored. So when I walk out of the tunnel and I'm into the room, which is here, all the open floor here should light up and it'll be visible. So you're walking into a room, now you can see everything in the room. And you won't see this stuff anymore. You'll see it on screen, but it'll be dark. So you know it'll be like not visible. Explored, but not visible. So that's how that's going to work. And that should be really easy. I mean, it's essentially just like when you hit floor. So when you hit an open floor tile, look at all the open floor. Just do a paint bucket fill and look at all the tiles that are open floor. And that's the reason if you look, this is open floor. This is open floor, and this is open path. So open path, that's where the visibility ends. This is path. And then when you hit floor, all the connected floor, paint bucket fill, all the floor that's connected, that's not path or wall, will be visible. So that'll be next time, maybe tomorrow or Friday or Saturday. Definitely Saturday or Sunday. I really want to work on this. I want to work on it more. And I don't know. I think the little things like the staircases lining up, you know, that's just a quality of life issue. So I'm glad to have that working, and that was really easy to do. And now I am probably literally going to play 100 floors of this just to see how long will it take. I did that with my dungeon crawler. The dungeon crawler was a lot more fun to walk through, though, to be honest. Give me staircases. What I'm looking for. That's the excitement. That gets those endorphins rushing. Probably going to be over here. Yeah, I was right. but I'm not gonna do all this on stream, so maybe just a couple more. Floor 6. And I could potentially keep a map atlas, so where the character has a map, I could pull up the map screen and then flip through all the maps that he's been to. So I think there's a lot of potential for little cool items like that. If that's even necessary, you know, like maybe the point of this game is not to go back. You can go back if you need to, but maybe the point of this game is just to move forward, push forward, climb the tower, get to the top, and kill God. That's what it's gonna be. Climb the tower, kill God. That's the name of the game. That's what I should rename it from Rogue thing. It'll be Climb Tower, Kill God. Because I love games where they climb a tower and kill God. It's like my favorite genre of game. All right. Anyway, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
一定